It pains me to say this, but the Democrats were right again. Saying the Democrats were right in the same sentence is very, very troublesome for me, but they were. All right, so many years ago, 5, 10 years ago, the Democrats were raising heck about donor-advised funds. They're saying donor-advised funds are going to be used by big heavy hitters and basically silent money. You don't know who the people are who are contributing, and as such, they can buy a lot of power anonymously. And we all in the right wing said, no, we have to allow donor advised funds to keep going because small middle class people are using blah, 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 blah. And as such, we want us to be able to use that and take the tax deduction. It's like a private foundation for poor people, or middle class people. It sounded good. The Democrats said, okay, if you want, we'll go that way if you want. And the Democrats have made a huge living off this. So it's not even the Democrats per se, it's the left wing. The left wing, oh, buddy, you're stepping my thing up. I'm going to show you this person right here in just a second. Let me show you. If you're not following me on X, what are you doing? My handle is Scanlon Josh. That's my handle, so hang tight. Buddy, my man, Data Republican, small r, he had posted. Since 2020, donor-advised funds have exploded in both the number of transactions and the total dollars moving through them. What are you doing, puppy? But here's the kicker. Most of that money is tied up in very large donations. 10 million or more per transaction. DAFs, in short, have become a powerhouse for massive institutional philanthropy. And my man says right here, for reference, government-funded non-government organizations, NGOs, get a USAID grant for something vague like strengthening education, encouraging diversity. That NGO dumps millions into a donor-advised fund. The DAF is not required to disclose who the NGO told them to do with what the NGO told them to do with the money, because the donor-advised funds don't have to disclose that, which is what the Democrats, to their rightness, were arguing against when this whole thing was about 5, 10 years ago. But somehow every hyper-political nonprofit with a sketchy agenda ends up getting funded. And like this guy says, Jeff Carlson. So USAID can make an innocuous-sounding grant to a connected NGO who takes USAID's money and places it into a donor-advised fund, theoretically telling the donor-advised fund to fund other NGOs directing the flow of, for instance, illegals. In other words, USAID can fund any type of project and we won't easily know. 100%. I like this guy. So check for Wikipedia funding. Yep. Anyway, so check this out. I thought it was very, very interesting because he pointed to this study right here from the Johnson Foundation or whatever the hell it is. And these guys are big proponents of donor-advised funds. They love them some donor-advised funds. So I'm going to show you guys something here. Very, very interesting and very nefarious in my opinion. All right, so we're going to show you something here. That's the end of 2021. 1% had a balance, donor-advised funds had a balance of 10 million or more. That's at the end of 2021, mind you. Now we're in 2025, right? So if all that big money is going to these donor-advised funds, that 1%, and we don't even know what the top balance is, but I want to show you something else. Not all for donor-advised funds. So check this out. Contributions to donor-advised funds, 19% were between 1 and 500,000. 15% between 50 and 100,000, and 38% between 10 and 50. But if you add these numbers up, that's 72%, which means 28% were above $500,000. Now again, this is going back to 2021. What is it now? It's much higher. Well, only less than 4% of grant transactions were made anonymously. Oh, only 4%. Well, guess what? It was 4%. I guarantee you the same people making these big donations well above $500,000. I guarantee, man. Guarantee. Here we got 600,000 contributions totaling $40 billion. Now, I don't know what that is, but in terms of average, I wonder if I can figure that out. I can't figure it off the top of my head. Someone of you guys could put it in there. 40.5 billion divided by 600,000, that'd be average contribution. But that doesn't, I want to show you something here, though. Check this out. Protect the anonymity of donors, approximately 63 outlying accounts that were considered potentially identifiable with assets over $100 million were excluded from their sample by the sponsor organizations providing the data. Despite the exclusion of these outliers, over 3,700 large and very large accounts were collected, providing a substantial sample of high asset accounts and allowing for relevant finance about the DAF. But remember, 63 outlying accounts. Who are those outlying accounts? Why are they being excluded? Very interesting, huh? On top of those, let's check this out. This study limited the sample of participating organizations to only the most common types of DAF funds. The study does not include workplace donor-advised funds, financial tech-oriented funds, sponsors that specialize in receiving complex assets, donor-advised funds that specialize on social impact investing, or donor-advised funds that specialize in international grants to foreign entities. So these guys are very pro donor-advised funds. Here's their list of investigators who are painting a very fond picture of how donor-advised funds are great. Great, I tell you. Just listen to them. They're all involved in the charitable philanthropy industry. The Democrats said we can't have these anonymous donors. We have to know who they are so we at least hold them accountable for what they're trying to say. And the Republicans, like we always do, we always say, no, if we know who, I don't know, freaking George Bush donates to, they're going to dox him. Or whoever is the other, might be a guy who runs your local fabrication plant. If we know who Johnny Smith up the street donates to, they're going to be doxxed, as if they're not going to be doxxed anyway. The whole thing is just I'll be careful what I say. The whole thing just seems very, very open to manipulation, dudes. And I can't believe how many Republicans are going to sit there and scream bloody murder. We need more tax deductions for wealthy people. More. We should not tax these charities, and we should not tax this, that, and the other, because it helps, and the government wastes our money. I'm like, the government's wasting our money anyway. Anyway, so check this. I had a chuckle because this is why we'll never get rid of crazy finance, or the government's never going to go down. Because here we got a person. It's no longer a guy. It's a chick now. She's not a chick. It's a dude. Now, she wants to be called Jessica as opposed to it used to be Brian. But I remember this guy, Brian Riedel. He used to be like the OMB Office of Management Budget with Rob Portman, his office, as a deficit hawk. And Jessica Riedel, and I'll call her, I don't care. But I'm not calling you a woman. You're not a woman. It's just, you're a dude. You're not a woman. That's just a fact. Now, if you want to call yourself a trans woman, that's fine. But you're not a woman. All right. My wife is a woman. You are not. Now, the point being is, Jessica Riedel, who's supposed to be this budget hawk and all that, how come when she was at OMB and Rob Portman's, when he on his staff, not one time did any Republicans ever gripe about USAID? All these Republicans, these right-wing economists, are deficit hawks. They want to slash spending. Not one time have they said anything about USAID. It's only when Elon Musk comes around, who used to be a lib. All these guys are fake. All fake. The right wing is fake, dude. Fake as the freaking day is long, and it ticks me off because you tell me, the director of the Office of Management Budget did not know about freaking USAID and the fakery there, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. And then this Jessica Riedel's like all griping about, let me show you something here. This is so fake. These guys are so fake. That's why you just got to start taxing these people and say, no, man. Right here. I want to show you something right now. This is a right-wing deficit hawk. We got to cut the budget. USAID absolutely has dumb ways that serves no humanitarian purpose and should be eliminated. But forgive me for not wanting to also cause the death of 20 million HIV patients who get their life-saving medication through PEPFAR or canceled malaria nets. So again, Jessica Riedel, used to be Brian Riedel, a right-wing deficit hawk, says, no, we can't spend money, but except for my pet cause, because if we don't, those people in Africa are going to die because of the American taxpayer. I guarantee, if you look at Jessica Riedel's, whatever her name is, Twitter feed, she's very heavy in saying, let's cut back Social Security and Medicare. I guarantee. I don't know what it is with these right-wing economists. They love giving your money to Israel, giving your money to Ukraine, giving your money to Africa, and at the same time, they love wanting to cut back Social Security and Medicare. They can all pound sand, dude, as far as I'm aware. The right wing is fake. It's fake. The typical right-wing conservative is fake. The Democrats are right on this. Now, that means the Democrats are fake left. Oh, dude, trust me. And I know some left-wing Democrats who are saying just as exacerbated with their party as I am with mine. And hopefully one day we'll get a third party because these guys are just fake, dude. They're all sucking at the teat of the federal government, and they're all fake. Brian Riedel, now Jessica Riedel, you can't. She wants to promote trans crap all over the place with your taxpayer. No, dude, screw that, man. Screw all that stuff. If you're a deficit hawk, you should be looking for cutting budgets, and yet not one time. And you were knee-deep with Rob Portman and OMB, and you didn't say anything about USAID. And the Democrats have been saying this for years. Democrats are right. That's just a fact. Republicans, man, Trump's just hopefully going to remake the party. All right, God bless. Love your thoughts.